Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you why I believe that if someone has to choose between playing an individual sport rather than a team sport for the rest of their life, I believe they should choose an individual sport. I have played 2 individual sports and 1 team sport primarily in my life. One of the individual sports being golf and another one being tennis. Tennis is different because you can play tennis as an individual sport or a team sport. Individually being a singles player and team sport being a doubles player. Football, I have played ever since 6th grade and I have loved it very much. There are many different benefits from playing individual and team sports, but I believe one of the greatest benefits of team sports is being able to help your teammate succeed. Like in football, if I play cornerback and the runner comes outside and I have a slower linebacker on my team, I can turn the runner back inside and help my teammate make the tackle. Whenever he makes a tackle, it gives me extreme joy because I know I helped him do something that he feels very confident in himself. But in tennis, whenever I play tennis and I'm up at the net and my partner is serving, and he might not have the strongest serve or the best serve, I can have strong net play and help him win his service games so we can try to win. We have to learn to lose and win as individuals and teams. Whenever I lost as a team, I played football in high school and I was on a 3-time state defending championship football team. In my senior year, we went out and we lost prior to the state championship game. I had a lot of great memories from my first 3 years of football, but this last year, I believe, I will remember the most. Pouring our hearts out and putting everything on the field, but coming up short, is just something that makes men become closer to each other, even though we didn't get to our final goal. Playing in tennis or golf, whenever I fail, I know that I can't let it get down on me, because if I do that, then I'll continue to play bad and might end up losing even worse than I thought I could. Whenever I succeed as an individual, I know that I put everything out that I had, and it was just what I needed to win. There are 3 main things that I believe individual sports get you better than team sports do. They give you better health, more mental toughness, and better self-discipline. One thing that I see whenever I play tennis or golf is that my health increases. I have to improve on my own, and because of this, I undergo more pressure than I do whenever I play on a team sport. Whenever I play tennis, I know that everything relies on what I did prior to the match, like practice time. In individual sports, I can practice as much as I want or as little as I want, but I know that whatever I do will affect me in the outcome. But in team sports, you have regulations, like on how much you can practice during the week, how many hours you can practice each day, and what months in which you can practice. The second thing that I think individual sports builds is mental toughness. Whenever we go and a team makes a mistake, I often have the sense of, like, the thought that comes through my mind that maybe it wasn't my fault that something bad happened, and maybe maybe it was my teammate's fault. But in an individual sport, if something goes bad, like in golf or in tennis, I know that it was the exact result of what happened to me. The third thing that I think that individual sports builds better than team sports is self-discipline. The only self-discipline it takes in a team sport is to get to practice on time, because your coach tells you when to be there and when to go home. You don't have to put out all your effort into one thing, because if you don't do that, maybe your teammate can make up for the lack that you had. In individual sports, I could practice from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock at night, and if I don't put out everything I have that day, then there are other people that might be getting better than me. So the only self-discipline that I have seen in team sports is just being able to get to practice, and not the extreme self-discipline it takes, like in golf or tennis, to know exactly what I need to do. Now that I have told you what I think individual sports have gotten me more than team sports, I would suggest any young kid or any person that you know that I would suggest that you tell them to play individual sports if they had to choose rather than a team sport, because it helps me with better health, better self-discipline, and better mental toughness.